Hey guys, this is Marius from Gem Lightbox. I'm just at the NPA Pawn Expo in Las Vegas, and I'm here with Nolan from Sunstone. So he's actually been kind enough to help offer some insights, and what he's seen over the last few months. Maybe you can introduce Sunstone?
Yeah, of course. First off, thanks for stopping by. It's a pleasure to have you guys. Thanks for the time. And again, my name's Nolan Britt. I'm here with Sunstone Engineering. We've been around for about 20 years now, mainly working in the jewelry industry. Our company specializes in micro welding solutions. So we offer everything from pulse arc to laser welders and also laser engravers.
Can you discuss any emerging trends in jewelry, welding, lasers? Have you seen anything gaining traction or anything that's changed over recently?
Yeah, there's a couple I'd like to talk about. One, I guess both of them have been around but have really started gaining traction. The first is permanent jewelry. So I don't know if you're familiar with that concept.
I've seen it on social media.
Yeah, it's absolutely exploded over the last few years. And this machine right behind me is the one that have been used to do the jewelry. And so what it is, you just take a chain, loop it around, measure it, cut it, and then weld it back together. So there's no clasp or anything like that. And that's just exploding. And it's been really fun on our side just to see people, entrepreneurs, growing businesses, starting with nothing, buying a machine, and then all of a sudden they're making millions of dollars doing this.
I was actually talking to one of my friends and she wanted to actually get something like that, and that's when I first heard about it, and then I started seeing on social media as well. So is it typically like bracelets, or do they do like everything
anything that you like. I've seen people do necklaces, anklets are very popular. I'd say bracelets are still the most popular just because they're easy, people can see them, and conversation starters for sure. And when I first heard about it, I wasn't quite sold on it. But then after we attended and hosted a permanent jewelry expo here in Vegas earlier, and seeing the excitement around it, and the concept is you want to sell the experience of it. So friends coming in together, boyfriend, girlfriend, bridal showers, things like that. And that's where people are really getting creative with it. So it's been really fun to see.
So it's sort of like mixing like a material, sort of like luxury product with like the experience as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's, you get the best of both worlds.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's really good to hear. And do you know if, so if they decide they don't want it anymore, do they just cut it off and then they reuse that, or what?
Yep, so you can cut it off, you can reuse it for something else. You can, a lot of it's precious metal, so you can keep it just in a box and it'll still keep its value. It won't ever depreciate really. But yeah, most people just cut it off, and then if they ever want it welded back on, they just go to the place and they'll just take the 2 seconds and zap it back on for them.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys do lasers as well, or is it, you see people like, any like designs or anything, like people, what sort of the trend there with like, the laser designs? Yeah,
so that's the second one I was actually going to talk about is customization with jewelry. And so the machine right behind you is a brand new, it just launched earlier this year at JCK, and it's a laser engraver. And it's a full 20-watt fiber laser, and so it'll do great with metals. It can even do some cutting if you're patient enough. And it's a full-fledged 20-watt laser engraver, what most jewelers are used to seeing. But the benefit of this one is it also has an IR laser, so you could do organic material as well, leather, woods, even plastics and acrylics.
Okay.
And so any piece a customer wants to bring in, you can customize. And the kicker is it starts at around $4,000, where traditional laser engravers you're looking at, $10,000, $15,000, even up to $50,000. And so, customization's huge right now in the jewelry world. People want their initials on their rings or a custom charm made. And so it's kind of nice that we have both solutions for these kind of trends.
It's I think that's really important as well. And again, that's also part of the enriching the experience, or also providing something a bit more unique compared to just having that ordinary
get it from a catalog.
So that's really good that you guys can provide things like that. And Nolan, are there any common misconceptions about lasers or welding machines that jewelers should be aware of, or you wanted to touch up on?
So probably the most common that we see, especially here at trade shows, people are so intimidated to try it and get their hands on it. In their mind, they're melting metal, which is insanely dangerous. But the cool thing is the machines, they're so concentrated, so precise. I mean, you're holding right next with your fingers and you don't feel any heat at all.
Okay.
And that's how you're getting away doing permanent jewelry. The welder hits it, just melts that tiny spot that's less than a millimeter, fractions of a millimeter, and then disperses. Yeah. And so the biggest misconception is that it's dangerous, but in reality, it's extremely safe.
So it's very precise and really.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That's really good to hear, because I actually come in here. I actually didn't know that much as well. So I always thought like you had to have like big safety goggles on and really far away.
Yeah. My girlfriend, before she really knew what I did for work, she just knew I did something with welders, and so I invited her and she's like, do I need the gear? And was sending me pictures of all the gear. I'm like, no, it's not like that at all.
Usually when I think of welding, it's like maybe like in a garage or like, like automotive or something. So this is more, I mean, looking at this, it looks much more precise and much more like, more modern and impressive. So
exactly, yeah, it's kind of fun. Doing other types of trade shows, I've taught 8-year-old kids how to weld in a matter of minutes. And so yeah, very, very safe, easy to use.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that's really good to know.
Yeah.
And could you provide maybe an overview of trends in the future or anything changing that jewelers should be aware of as well, or something that they should look out for?
Trends are kind of hard to predict, and so the biggest thing for us is to be reactive, and I guess that's one of our benefits. All these are engineered here in Utah, and so we have our full engineering team on hand, and so any trends that we see, we can be very reactive and come out with machine. When permanent jewelry started, we actually engineered, designed, and had a prototype machine built in a weekend.
Oh, wow.
And so as far as future trends, my guess would be something maybe a little bit more portable that people are liking to take around to different jewelry shops or different festivals, fairs, doing permanent jewelry, things like that. As technology advances, things tend to get a little bit smaller, more compact, and so I can see the industry headed that way.
Yeah. Even a trade show like this, you just have like little, setup here. I wouldn't mind coming over and getting something done, just see how it works.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see for sure. I've been with the company for 8 years, and just to see the change over the last 8 years, it's been very fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking time to share this with us.
No, likewise.
Yeah, I learned a lot, and I hope jewelers watching this, they a bit more more knowledgeable now about welders and also lasers as well, and something that if they had questions about. If you guys need help with anything or have questions, feel free to reach out to Nolan and Sunstone as well. These guys are great. We've worked with them before, and just thanks again for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.